This video will show you how to cite an online scholarly journal article. This is a problem that students frequently run into. They find a scholarly journal online, and then they cite it as if it's a website document. If you go to EasyBib and cite this online scholarly journal article as a website document, this is the citation that you get. Now, this looks pretty. It's got the author, it's got the title, it's got the publisher, all that business, but that's not what a scholarly journal article citation should look like. If you look at this example from Purdue, you notice it has volume number, if it's got page numbers, that sort of thing. So this citation looks pretty, it has most of the information that we need, but it's not actually correct. We want to cite, instead of citing as a website, to cite it as a journal. Okay, so I can put this in as a website and click Cite This, but I'm going to change something when I get there. Okay, when it brings up this information for me, it says content originally published on a website. That's incorrect. This is actually a journal article found online. Okay, and make sure to check that it's selected as online here, not print or database. A database would be like EBSCOhost or JSTOR. Somehow it lost the other contributors here, but we're going to leave that for now. And we need the journal title and the volume, the date, and the pages. So if we go back to the article, it has this information here which is a little bit hard to read if you're not familiar with it. You can also click over here where it says citation, and this gives us most of the information we need. I can see right here that the journal is Frontiers in Neuroscience. Now you may be wondering, why am I copying information from the citation instead of just using the citation? Well, that's because that citation was not formatted correctly. You might have noticed it looked a little different than the one we looked at Purdue. PubMed has not yet updated to the 8th edition of MLA format, so unfortunately it's not quite right. Okay, so we put in the journal information that we got from that citation. The publication information is not terribly important because we're going to use the DOI. A DOI is a digital object identifier, and lots of journal articles have them, especially if the journal article is less than 10 years old. And then we'll just copy and paste that. Okay, kind of like a barcode for a journal article. So I've got that, and I'll click Create Citation and see what happens. All right, here's our new citation. It's got the volume number and page number, which is what we were looking for. So we'll put that in a document. When we go to our Works Cited page, we'll want to click Merge Formatting to get rid of that weird gray look, match our formatting. Now, one thing I notice here is that it only lists one author. We kind of noticed that before. But if you remember, there were several authors. If you have 3 or more authors, after the first author, you put a comma and you type et al., which is Latin for and others. We've got the title in quotation marks with important words capitalized. We've got the journal title. One weird thing we've got here is the page number has a period and then a comma. EasyBib did that, so we'll delete that period there. And now our citation looks great, and it is properly done for an online scholarly journal article. Thank you very much.